it.
Good
morning, football to you. Live in New York City, we've got your highlights, of course, from Monday night action between the Eagles and the Redskins, all coming up. But Week 7 officially donezo, so it's time to talk about what we learned. Nate, what did you learn, buddy?
What we learned. All right. The art of a good argument. Whether you're family or close friends, arguing is a necessary evil to balance things out. To argue, by definition, is to exchange or express diverging or opposite views, typically in a heated or angry way. This goes way back to Cain and Abel, two brothers who never saw eye to eye. Even our cartoons displayed disdain amongst each other. I mean, look at Ren and Stimpy. You idiot! Wow. And Tom and Jerry, they lived together their whole lives and couldn't go one day without beating it. Spy versus spy, I would even say that these guys might even be brothers, literally tried to kill each other every chance that they get. Sometimes it's all jokes with the ones you love, like Martin and Pam, and other times it's the same person you kick it with the most be the one that you crack jokes on the most, just like Will and Carlton. And speaking of kicking it, Solange and Jay-Z got into it. And they got over it. You know, sometimes you got to kick sense into the ones you love. Now listen, sidelines on the arguments on the sideline, they're not new in sports. Some of the best to ever do it, they yell and scream in the heat of the moment. The GOAT of the NBA, Michael Jordan, was a fierce competitor. He once punched his teammate and now Warriors head coach Steve Kerr in practice just to send a message. In the goal of the NFL, Tom Brady, he's barked at teammates on the sideline before, just like we're seeing right here, to get things right. The point I'm trying to make, if there is no love lost and there's improvement post-squabble, then no harm, no foul. Actually, next time you see a spat on the sideline, if there's no fist fight, who cares?
Okay.
Wow, nice.
Sideline reporter perspective on that.
I love it. It's drama, and a lot of times it's just tempers from a bad play. Or something. But Brady and Bill O'Brien is legendary. Right. Tom Cable is probably the one coach in the NFL.
And we saw Doug Baldwin get into it with Tom Cable. What happens? After that, he gets in the end zone. Yeah. The team picks it up. Seahawks win the game.
Solange wasn't messing around. No. She came. That was years of frustration of being boiled up.
Right there.
Crazy.
Okay. I want to that.
Solange takes.
I mean, she was coming hard.
Good morning, football. Way down there in Louisiana, there's something brewing in the Big Easy this season. After starting the year out 0-2, the Saints have now rattled off 4 straight wins and sit atop the NFC South standings. It's the usual characters, Breeze and Cam Jordan and Mark Ingram. They've all been great, but what you might not realize, and what I learned this week, is the incredible production the Saints are getting from their rookie class. There were a lot of rumors of Patrick Mahomes' interest on that first night of the draft, but the Saints selected Marshawn Lattimore of Ohio State with the 11th pick. He's now started 5 games. He had a big pick 6 against Matthew Stafford, and he looks like the lockdown cornerback the Saints have been so desperately searching for to solidify their pass defense. Ryan Ramczyk, the 32nd pick. He has started every single game this season, and he has helped keep Drew Brees upright. Safety Marcus Williams, he goes in the second round out of Utah. He has started every game, and he picked off Cam Newton in the team's first win. And then there's Alvin Kamara. Went in the 3rd round and is averaging 96 yards from scrimmage over the last 3 weeks. That's not it, though. These guys are all rookies. Trey Hendrickson, all over the field on that rejuvenated defensive line. And linebacker Alex Anzalone, he started every game before suffering a shoulder injury that's kept him on the IR. Look, the Saints have had one legendary draft class in their history, the 2006 one. Look at these names. Reggie Bush, Roman Harper, Jari Evans. And then you got late Marcus Colston, and you got Zach Streep. All these guys were key pieces, and Rob Ninkovich isn't bad either, to their Super Bowl championship team. That one is legendary down in New Orleans. Well, 7 weeks into the 2017 season, this year's draft class may have an argument as the best Saints draft class ever. So hats off to Sean Payton, to Mickey Loomis, to Terry Fontenot, and the rest of the New Orleans front office. I don't like doing draft grades. I hate doing draft grades. But 7 weeks into the season, the Saints draft, that's an A+.
Awesome. I like that.
Awesome. Well great, both sides of the ball. I know we saw what the Eagles did last night, but Saints in the NFC, look out. Okay, here's what I learned.
What'd you learn?
So we didn't really get to talk about this on the show because there were so many highlights. Joe Thomas's incredible snap streak ended at 10,363 snaps. He, of course, tweeted yesterday having surgery on his tricep tendon. Surgery soon, rather. Tough break. Hate to see this, but I started thinking, so what are the other streaks that we should be paying attention to that deserve our attention? And I went on Twitter and I asked some of our followers, guys, they said 243 games in a row. Brady said, let's go! That's a good one. Tony Romo successfully announcing the play before it happened streak. That's a good one as well. 79 games in a row of announcers trying to say,
Le'Veon Bell, patient. Huamanu Who man? Yeah.
Trying to avoid to say it so they don't have to. Yeah. I just did that right there. But here's some other ones I think that you guys should pay attention to. Let's start with Alex Smith, guys. 15 consecutive passing touchdowns without an interception. That is like fourth best ever. That is an insane thing he has going on. Fourth longest streak in NFL history. Peyton Manning holds that record. He's got the Broncos this week. So I'm really interested in that because in 8 games as a Kansas City Chief, Alex, they've picked him off 5 times.
Okay. And
so that may end. Peyton Manning has it. Yeah. Peyton Manning has it with 20 touchdowns, no
20, that's awesome.
But Alex Smith up to 15 throwing downfield's pretty impressive. Keep an eye on that one, and it might break this week. Sorry. How about the Lions, guys? It's not all streaks can be good. Lions have gone 58 consecutive games without a 100-yard rusher. We talk about this all the time. You're looking at the last time it happened, Triggs.
Yeah. That's Reggie again.
Reggie Bush, 2013.
Thanksgiving.
Playing the Packers. I gave you guys the Lions schedule, and I want you guys to tell me when this streak ends this season. It's got to end because Amir Abdullah had 94 rush yards.
Yeah, it was that close, right? Against Minnesota, I think.
Got a little bit injured. Yeah. So what do you got?
Okay, I think it's going to be Week 17. Detroit's going to be playing for their playoff lives. They're at the Packers, and I think the Packers are going to be out of it.
It's the Packers again. And listen, the last time he did this and he ran 100 yards, Aaron Rodgers was out of the game. If game script is a thing and the Lions can get up and give the ball to Abdullah, that could happen. I like that.
I'm glad you did this week because I think it happens on Sunday.
You do?
Why?
I like it, Peter.
Sunday, I feel like this is it. They've got a nighttime game against the Steelers. Nation watching, they're going to hear this stat. It's a new bingo board. Everyone's going to be talking about it. It's not been since 2013.
It's absurd.
Boom! There we go. There it is. Amir Abdullah breaks it.
I don't know if it's going to happen this week because you got the Steelers offense. They're going to be passing the ball, which means the Detroit Lions will need to be passing the ball. I say it happens the week after and the week after that. So we're going back-to-back weeks with 100 yards, Packers and Browns.
I'm just so ready to not say that.
Maybe it doesn't happen this season.
Streak. No, it has to happen.
I hope so.
That streak's crazy.
It's
How about
nuts.
this? Here's for your fantasy football. 8 straight games on remote. That would be.
Okay.
So that's Minnesota. That's Indianapolis. And we've got Miami.
All right. What's up with that, man? You on one tie?
It's like Cobalt.
He's like Cobalt.
It's a good streak you got going, bro.
He's like a cartoon character. It looks like the same outfit.
Yeah.
But it's different.
So Homer's been wearing the same outfit for 30 years?
Yeah, but it's different outfits.
It is?
The closet.
Like Charlie Brown Peanuts shirt.
Oh, it's like Jay Leno with denim shirts. He's wearing a denim shirt every day for a half a century.
It's the Matt Hamilton flannel.
4 weeks straight.
It looks the same.
4 weeks straight. What's behind that?
Laziness.
You find a good tie. I mean, you can't even have a switch-up tie. That's the ringer, the gray one.
Hey, I don't know what kind of resources you think we have in the Schrager household or Good Morning Football, but that's a nice tie. I'm going to wear it.
It's a nice tie. We'll
it's
see
okay.
if we see it this week. Or no, not this week. Next week. But yeah, if you guys have any streaks, I'd love to hear them. Hashtag GMFB. Streaks to pay attention to is what I love.
Laziness, he said.
I mean, the tie's okay. It's not a great
decent tie.
It works.
It goes with everything. It's like the perfect gray.
I guess it does go with everything.
Slate.
You should have like a crazy,
tie.
ostentatious tie this week, like a light-up rain door.
Boring tie.
All right. You know what's not boring? I learned this week that I already knew this. I'm just going to say I relearned it. I love non-kickers doing kicks. Sometimes this happens in other sports, other positions. I remember Jose Canseco came in to pitch once. It went terribly. So in this Cowboys-Niner game, Dan Bailey, the Cowboys kicker, gets hurt. What to do? You go to Jeff Heath, their starting safety, who comes in and just starts kicking. Look at this. Awesome. This one, Jeff Heath, off the Heath bar and doinks it. Jeff Heath said, I didn't want to come in and look like an idiot, but it was the most fun I've had playing football in a long time. This guy's a safety for the Dallas Cowboys. He says it was the most fun I've had. So you won't believe it, but I went into the archives. I went into the archives, and I don't want to just do Ocho Cinco, blah, blah. I found some great ones. You guys want to come on a journey with me to 1979, the year I was born? Let me show you John Anderson in 1979 with a neck roll and a straight-on number 59. Mark Simoneau with the Eagles came in. He tried a couple of them. That one went terribly. So you say, no, never try it again. Get someone off the field. No, get him back out there in a different game, and he drills it. And this is about to be a cavalcade of wonderful players from about 10 years ago. The lineman's doing a dance on extra point. Peter, just start calling them out. Who do you see?
Oh, is that got T.O.
Coy Detmer.
What's his name? Reno Mahe,
Dhani Jones.
This is great.
The most poetic one of all, of course, came in 2005 with the Patriots.
There's a small chance. Do you
Not every day, but once a week. Once you know that the first guy could be going down, the backup start the practice.
Sue practicing?
Yeah.
I don't know if Jeff Heath was kicking extra points. I think he was worried about Pierre Garçon, you know?
Sue?
Sue kicked, I was there. And we lost the game.
All right, coming up, these Steelers took us back to childhood with one of the best celebrations to date. Calvin Brandt plays us in his living room, and
He does.
so does Love Bell, and so does Juju Schuster.
Gotta
What
tell
was
me
the
where
guy
he's
in
going
the
to hide.
Packers name?
John Anderson.
I loved it.